Good morning, everyone. Today, I'll be talking about the Indian women writer Shashi Deshpande and her famous novel, That Long Silence. So here, I begin with the introduction of the writer. Born in the year 1938, Shashi Deshpande is an award-winning Indian novelist. She is the daughter of famous Kannada dramatist and writer Sri Ranga. She published her first collection of short stories in 1978, and in 1980, her first novel, The Dark Holds No Terror, was published. She has won the Sahitya Akademi Award for her work, That Long Silence, and has got Padma Shri also in the year 2009. She has written 4 children's books, a number of short stories, 9 novels, besides several perceptive essays. She holds an important place among the Indo-Anglian novelists and is a prolific writer. She has her own way of presenting the situations and characters in her novels. The theme of her novels, if stated in general terms, is the condition of women. The title of the novel, That Long Silence, itself implies that women do not raise their voice against suppression. Jaya was named by her father because it meant victory. But victory never came to her. Deshpande wants the women to be aware of the subordinate position they have placed themselves in for the sake of their husbands and children. Once flipping through the pages of the diary in the novel, Jaya realizes she is the wife of Mohan, mother of Rahul and Rati, but Jaya herself is nowhere. Even though a woman sinks her personality for the sake of family, she always remains subordinate to them. Deshpande is a crusader against suppression of women. She wants companionship between man and woman. Her presentation of the case for equality is convincing, since she never deviates from hard realities. She has chosen to present a picture of women's life in middle and lower sections, believing that they make the bulk. The primary focus in Deshpande's works is women's privations, tensions, travails, irritation, pain, anguishes. Her stories delineate the social and moral restrictions which Indian women have to contend with in life. The point of view in her works is from a woman's point. Her style is characterized by economy, brevity, concreteness, clarity, and vividness. Her writings prove that how art lies in concealing art. Now, after having a short introduction about Shashi Deshpande as a writer, I now commence to talk about the novel That Long Silence. In this story, the writer reveals an intriguing picture of an ordinary middle-class woman, Jaya. She lives with her husband Mohan and 2 children, Rahul and Rati. The story revolves around Jaya and her family as a dutiful wife. She plays the role of an affectionate mother, dutiful to her in-laws and her relatives. The author reflects her lifestyle, role clarity as she living for searching her identity as an individual. The novel highlights the patriarchal power structure in several man-woman relationships. Jaya in this novel realizes how her voice is muted with respect to articulating her experiences. In her retrospection, she is alive to the restrictions on her self-expression. Her narrative is a breaking of the silence imposed on her because it is a violation of the gendered modes of self-expression. The novel reveals the limits on the women's ability to participate in free circulation of ideas and employs fiction as a mode of self-expression. Jaya has to play 2 roles, that of a loyal wife, mute and silent, serving her husband and children, and keeping her mind off, like Gandhari bandaging her eyes. And the other is a modern wife befriending the CE's wife for the protection of her husband. Mohan's insistence on her playing the second role leads to misunderstanding and rebellion. Towards the end of her reflective narrative, Jaya remembers how in Sanskrit drama, women characters spoke in Prakrit. With this, she comes to the realization that her reading of her own subjectivity had been wrong. All along in the narrative, she has been afflicted by the silence imposed on her. Her perception of herself as silent subject is now revised. She realizes that what had been imposed on her is not silence, but a different language. It is because the patriarchal institution of communication is at variance with her speech, which is conducted in a different language. The whole novel is a preparation for that articulation which will break her long silence. After realizing this fact, Jaya decides she will not accept the earlier image of bullocks yoked together, signaling a loveless couple. The novelist tries to establish that it is not only the patriarchal setup which is responsible for silencing the woman. The responsibility also lies within the victim to refuse, to raise a voice, and to break that silence. The novel traces the growth of the protagonist Jaya from a state of weakness, feeling of failure, to that of relaxation. She accomplishes this through self-assessment and self-criticism. The text is an expression of the silence of the modern Indian wife, which has turned herself into a non-entity. So this path-breaking work of Shashi Deshpande, coming from an Indian subcontinent, makes us realize that even a woman is a human being, and it is the responsibility of the society to consider this fact and to give her enough space, liberty, and respect so that she can raise her own voice. Thank you.